Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most pivotal, most heart-wrenching scenes in all of literature. This is the exact moment Romeo's entire world just shatters. So we start the scene with Romeo in Mantua. He's been exiled, but you know what? He's actually in a great mood. He's just had this amazing dream where Juliet finds him dead, but when she kisses him, he comes back to life as an emperor. He's feeling fantastic, thinking, if even the idea of love feels this good, imagine how great the real thing is. Now, this moment of pure happiness, it's a masterstroke of dramatic irony. It's a classic Shakespearean move, really. He lifts his heroes up to their absolute highest point right before plunging them into despair. Romeo is on top of the world, completely convinced that some great news is on its way, while we, the audience, are just sitting here holding our breath because we know better. It's the perfect setup for a tragic fall. And right on cue, just as Romeo is basking in the glow of this dream, his servant, Balthasar, shows up. Romeo rushes over to him, just firing off questions. Is there a letter from the friar? How's my father? And what about Juliet? And then he says that famous, fateful line, "For nothing can be ill if she be well." Just look at how Balthasar handles this. It's so delicate, but so brutal. He's trying to soften the blow, saying Juliet is well, because, her soul is in heaven. But there's just no hiding the awful truth. He literally saw her body being placed in the family tomb. And just like that, in a single instant, Romeo's beautiful dream is utterly destroyed. And this is where the scene just snaps. All that hope, it evaporates. And in its place, this cold, defiant anger starts to build. Even Balthasar sees it. He notes that Romeo's looks have become pale and wild, and you just know something terrible is about to happen. This line is absolutely iconic. In one explosive sentence, Romeo completely rejects the idea of fate, of destiny, of patience. He's not going to wait around. He's not going to ask for advice. Nope, he is going to act right now, challenging the very heavens he feels have betrayed him. The crucial thing to see here is the speed of his decision. There is zero hesitation. He immediately starts barking orders at Balthasar. Get me ink and paper, hire some horses. His plan is terrifyingly simple and rash. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. In that single moment, he has decided to die by her side. As Balthasar leaves to get the horses, Romeo has this brief moment of reflection. He thinks about how quickly dark, destructive ideas can take root when someone is truly desperate. And that thought immediately sparks a memory. He remembers seeing a dirt-poor apothecary nearby, a man so destitute he looked like he would sell anything for the right price. Okay, so this next part of the scene isn't just about Romeo finding a weapon. It's actually this incredibly deep commentary on society, on poverty and morality. It feels surprisingly modern, really. It explores how desperation can bend a person's will. Shakespeare doesn't just tell us the apothecary is poor, he makes us see it in painful detail. Romeo remembers the man's tattered clothes, his hollowed-out expression. He describes the shop filled with junk, a stuffed alligator, empty boxes. It's all for show, a business with no actual business. This vivid picture shows us exactly why this man is so vulnerable to Romeo's offer. So Romeo finds the man and offers him 40 ducats, which, by the way, is a lot of money. And what does he want for it? A poison so powerful, so fast, that it will kill him as quickly as gunpowder exploding. He's not just asking for death. He is demanding an instant escape from his pain. And here we get this fascinating moral debate. The apothecary protests, right? He says selling poison is illegal. It's punishable by death in Mantua. But Romeo just masterfully tears his argument apart. He points to the man's gaunt face, his ragged clothes, and basically says, the world has left you to starve. The world's law has done nothing for you. So why should you obey it? It's a timeless, brutal piece of social critique. And this is the heartbreaking moment he gives in. The apothecary makes it crystal clear. He does not want to do this. It goes against his will, his conscience. But his need, his crushing poverty is just too strong. And Romeo gets it. He says, I pay thy poverty and not thy will. And that brings us to the scene's powerful and deeply ironic conclusion. This is where Romeo completely flips the script on the very nature of what he just bought. As he hands over the money, Romeo has this bitter epiphany. He tells the apothecary that gold, money, is the real poison in this world. He says it causes far more murder, more corruption, than any little vial of chemicals ever could.
In this twisted exchange, Romeo basically sees himself as the one selling the deadlier poison. This last little bit perfectly captures Romeo's mindset. As he's leaving, he looks at this deadly liquid and he calls it a cordial. Now, a cordial is a medicine, something comforting that's meant to restore your health and lift your spirits. For Romeo, this poison isn't about destruction. To him, it's a comforting remedy. It's the medicine that will finally end his suffering and, most importantly, reunite him with Juliet.
And that's what this whole scene leaves us wrestling with. It's the central question of the entire play, isn't it? Was this all destined to happen? Was it the stars that Romeo defied, a cruel fate he could never escape? Or was it his own tragic flaw, his impulsiveness, his refusal to wait for just one more piece of information? Is that what sealed his fate, and Juliet's too? That's the question that makes this story so timeless.